Okay, I'm sorry guys, man. It's early in the morning. I just decided to just post a video. Okay, everything. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You see, to be honest, it's a tough case, man. A very tough case with this free agency stuff, man. As as a family of Lonzo, LaMelo, LiAngelo, and the Raptors and the Pelicans. I'm gonna say Pelicans. The Raptors and the Lakers. Here's what I got to say, man. My Raptors also got finessed. Okay, okay. Let me explain. We got Goran Tragic for Lowry. Yep, Goran Tragic is a starting point guard. Hallelujah. And my Lakers are trying to be the new Avenger. My favorite team, my team I was a real fan of since due to Kobe Bryant being my favorite Laker of all time. Um, they are actually in this situation where they're just super teaming for no reason. You have to deal with Malik Monk. You're dealing with Cam Bazemore, Carmelo Anthony. You're dealing with damn near everybody, bro. And yes, I've not even seen Atlanta actually got their squad back, so everybody stayed. Trae Young re-signed and got a 5-year contract. John Collins got a 5-year contract, so Atlanta got to keep this squad. They didn't make a big change. No new addition. Chicago got a new. We're in the era of big threes now. Yeah, I know that the Chicago Bulls are not fully a big three, but the reason why I call them a big three is because they literally just got 3 players that would really, really change the franchise. Although my worry is with DeRozan. He's not good in the playoffs. Like, that's where the issue is. Lonzo has never played against the playoff defense. But my boy, I love DeRozan. DeRozan is my favorite Raptor player of all time. If I'm talking, and I know Lowry is my second favorite. So I'm even more mad that Lowry left Toronto because we got a point guard that will never give us what Lowry gave us back. So that's why you see that my demeanor, my emotion is not really just super hype or super happy like you see. It's because Lowry left and we don't even have a leader like Lowry, man. Like it's not the same. What would Goran Tragic give us, man? What would Goran Tragic give us? Like it's not even complacent. And here's the thing. This free agency is the most wild free agency I've ever seen. I think Julius Randle's brother, based on what I'm looking at on the free agency board, is still on the clock for being put on a team. But here's an issue. Jeremy Lin is on the table. If Chicago can get him, he'll take a cheap contract. They can pay him for cheap just to get Zach LaVine happy because Jeremy Lin, people don't understand why I recommended Jeremy Lin to Chicago. Jeremy Lin was a big part of why the Toronto won the championship in 2019. I don't want to hear no excuses. Forget Kawhi Leonard. Without Jeremy Lin scoring off the bench, Toronto will not win a championship at all. I don't care how good Kawhi is. Without Jeremy Lin scoring off the bench, we would have never won a championship. We would have never won a damn thing. Because the whole bench unit, Jeremy Lin was carrying the bench. That's why I recommended Jeremy Lin because he'll be good off the bench and replace Lonzo because yeah, we have Caruso coming off the bench. We don't have you all don't have the point guard to facilitate off the bench like Lonzo. Jeremy Lin is a scoring Lonzo minus defense. That's it. Jeremy Lin can do something that Lonzo can't do, which is in the inside out game. And the only thing Lonzo has as an advantage is that he's a better defender. And Caruso can make up for that. They don't have a backup. You have a backup shooting guard. You need Jeremy Lin to come off the bench, maybe like play Brad Wanamaker like minutes, and replace somebody because you need a point guard that can facilitate off the bench because Caruso is not a full-on playmaker, bro. He's a 3-and-D player. You have Kobe White, that's gonna be the sixth man, a shooting guard, or should I say combo guard. You're gonna have a shooting guard like player. Now you need a real point guard coming off the bench. You can get a power forward backup, a small forward backup, which is the only two things that's left to form their super team, which I'm not even gonna call a super team. But you really still need that point guard that can guide the team because Caruso got championship experience, so does Jeremy Lin. Sign Jeremy Lin to like a cheap contract, not the biggest because Jeremy Lin has said it. He doesn't give a damn about money. So you don't need to give him $1 million contract, right? He hasn't played basketball in a few years, right? Give him the contract. Chicago, just give Jeremy Lin a contract. He will take that money, sign on the dotted line, and he joins your team. And he can help Kobe White and Alex Caruso get buckets. And he might because it will make more sense. You have a point guard that can facilitate and help the damn team off the bench. So if Lonzo's gone off the bench, going to the bench, he's not gonna have somebody to worry about not facilitating the bench and helping the scoring. Like I said, in the 2019 championship, Jeremy Lin played a big part on the bench to help the Raptors win the ring. Because it doesn't matter what happened with Lowry. On the bench, Jeremy Lin was the biggest factor. That's why I recommend Jeremy Lin Chicago. Now back to the topic of what I really wanted to say. The topic of today is actually Lonzo Ball got traded for a bag of chips and a pair of Doritos. I know my channel, the reason why I named my channel Sat ENT is for comic relief. It's because I wanted to bring some comedy into into when I speak basketball so that it's not gonna look boring every single time. I wanted to bring some comic relief, something that a little funny, not very funny, just a little funny. Lonzo Ball got traded for a bag of chips and a pair of Doritos, and I'll tell you what I mean. Tomas Satoransky is gonna come off the bench. Um, Garrett Temple off the bench because the Pelicans want to start Kyra Lewis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, so them boys not even gonna play a starting minute. Then you have to deal with Devontae Graham, who's coming from Charlotte, which Charlotte got a bunch of G League players. Charlotte is not even getting better. You see, Charlotte and New Orleans, they finessed themselves. But New Orleans got more finessed because Lonzo Ball's replacement is Devontae Graham. Devontae is going to be the starting point guard. And Devontae is going to be getting cooked on defense. Now Zion Bi is gonna need to learn to be a freaking on-ball defender. Zion, on the other hand, will need to learn to play both sides of the inside and outside defense. This is bad for Zion. Zion is the new Anthony Davis out here carrying the damn team on their back. I remember when Anthony Davis scored that 20-point game or 20 plus game, and he was talking about carrying the team, and he mentioned New Orleans. You know how bad it is. That team is ass. Y'all have the worst lineup, the worst leader in the front office in David Griffin, and I know he's not the GM, but but it's a David Griffin move to get rid of Lonzo. It's not the GM move, it's David Griffin. His philosophy is so fucked up. You want to run point Zion to cater to Zion. Zion don't even want to run point Zion. For Zion to say Lonzo makes our offense fluid, it tells you he doesn't want to run point Zion. It's simple. See, imagine you want to run of offense and make your franchise player to be the facilitator of the offense. Okay, your franchise player is even telling you that's some bullshit. It makes no sense. Zion literally told you Lonzo Ball makes our offense fluid. Simple. Let Lonzo be the point guard. I've watched Pelicans games so much that whenever I watch them go Lonzo's way and run that Lonzo fast break, they win games. They're out here blowing teams out. Sometimes we call LeVar's system a gimmick, but when they run that system, I feel like at that time, LeVar's system is actually the perfect system for the Pelicans. Kyra Lewis can play fits that system. For everyone that don't understand, Nickeil Alexander-Walker fits that system. Brandon Ingram fits that system. Because on the offensive end, this is where I bring it. It's not the defensive end that thing works. It's on the offensive end. On the offensive end, Brandon Ingram can get open. Zion Williamson can run to the basket and cut. And when they run that offense, it's GG's. Sometimes Lonzo will just cut to the basket and just dunk the ball. In the NBL, when LaMelo was playing in the NBL, his NBL team ran LeVar's offensive system. And with that system, LaMelo is just going to go in there and throw putback dunks. But LaMelo's like, fuck that shit, I'm going to be the point guard regardless and run that pick and roll. Reminded me of Jason Kidd mixed with a Magic Johnson. That's what I see LaMelo as, a mix between Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson. Lonzo's a mix between Jason Kidd and John Stockton, plus Jason Williams. Now, here's why. Jason Williams, he's a Jason Williams type player when you look at the statistics. If you look, this is Lonzo Ball I'm talking about. He's a Jason Williams player if you're talking about statistics. But in terms of play style, that's where you look at Jason Kidd and John Stockton. A guy that can play off ball, create for everybody, and do all that. Because Jason Kidd was a ball dominant player at times. John Stockton, yes, was ball dominant, but could play off ball at times. We saw glimpses of that with Jason Kidd, but let's move on. The reason why I said Lonzo Ball got traded for a bag of chips and a bear of Doritos. And here's to my boy Flight Sport TV. Listen, Flight. Sorry. Here's to my boy Flight Sports TV. Flight. You don't need to be mad no more. Fuck Evan Fournier. His bum ass gonna come off the bench or play shooting guard. One of the two. Ain't no way you just got Kemba Walker and you're just gonna sit your ass on the bench. Ain't no way. Kemba is gonna be your starting point guard. It's if the New York Knicks don't start Kemba as the point guard, They're the dumbest team besides the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA. Let me explain something to you about free agency. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Charlotte Hornets. And here's the truth. That's what I call it. I somehow see it as their curse or affliction. That it's a pattern I've been seeing with these two teams. They don't know how to please their franchise players. Their franchise players leave them within 4 to 7 years of their contract with them, or even after that. AD left after playing 7 years with them. CP3 left after playing 7 years with them. Now we're about to see Zion leave just after 4 years with them. That curse is real. And I know I added the Charlotte Hornets. Don't even get me with Muggsy Bogues leaving. Don't even get me with Alonzo Mourning. Damn. Larry Johnson was the only one who lasted. But they literally lose players. And to make matters worse, this same franchise that drafted LaMelo is the same franchise that drafted my boy Kobe Bryant. How you the dumbest team in the NBA, bro? Y'all give up 5 rings to LA. 5. You could have won those 5 rings. But you send that shit to LA. Just for that 5 rings to play 20 seasons with one team. How you send the man to his favorite team, bro? Like his favorite team. Now you have to deal with LaMelo, and now y'all gonna be crying your sorry asses. Yeah. And this is my boy to Flight Sport TV. If you're a New York Knicks fan, listen, I feel for you, bro. You guys actually pulled the W move right now. I literally woke up to hear Kemba Walker is joining the New York Knicks. I was jubilating because finally y'all have a point guard. I know he can't play defense for shit, but y'all have the defenders, so Kemba doesn't have to worry about playing defense. You have defenders, so you don't have to worry about Kemba not playing defense. They have perimeter defenders and they have paint defenders. Now all the New York Knicks needs to do is do not re-sign Elfrid Payton. That's it. Do not re-sign Elfrid Payton. I know his name is Elfrid Payton, but I call him L for Payton because he's bad offensively. The only thing he's known for is defense. He's not special on offense. He doesn't have a secret skill that gets you hype. So there's no point of even talking about that bum ass nigga. For real. Don't re-sign Elfrid Payton, bro. You already have your roster. You already have Derrick Rose. You signed your roster back. That's it. You just added Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. And that's a good thing because Evan Fournier should now come off the bench. And no, the New York Knicks would be the dumbest team in the NBA if they decided we're gonna start Evan Fournier over Kemba because Kemba is the most presentable point guard. You feel me? Kemba is the most presentable point guard. He's gonna be the only one that shows you. The main curse of the Pelicans and the Hornets is they don't know how to please their franchise players, and their franchise players leave them within 4 to 7 years or after 7 years of their contract. I know it's sad in saying that, but the title of this video should be the Pelicans are really a poverty franchise. We always clown the Charlotte Hornets all the time. Like Charlotte literally are catering to LaMelo. Like they drafted damn near the entire roster. You see, they drafted the entire roster. You feel me? They drafted their whole roster. And now my argument now is that you're gonna cater to Mr. Glass and LaMelo. I get it. LaMelo's your best player. You have to cater to him. You got Mason Plumlee. You got You got two vets, one franchise player. Now you have to cater to LaMelo. I'm just. I remember I said it. Muggsy Bogues left Charlotte to Toronto too. That's why you see him being advertised in Toronto. Bluff. He left to Toronto, bro. The Charlotte Hornets don't know how to please their franchise players. So I'm telling Charlotte fans, if LaMelo decides to leave, don't argue, do not riot, do not go out there, start throwing shit at his house. Just know that this team, just like the Pelicans, don't know how to please their franchise players. It's the truth. If I'm lying to you, I just give you examples from Charlotte. I give you Muggsy Bogues, who was the franchise player that the Charlotte Hornets had to build around. They had a dynamic duo. They sent one of their franchise players. I remember one time they sent one of their franchise players to Miami, and his ass won a ring. Are we gonna forget that they had Alonzo Mourning at one point, and they sent his ass to Miami? They had Muggsy Bogues at one point, send his ass to Toronto. Like, I don't understand, Charlotte. I do not freaking understand. This makes zero sense. For the first time, Charlotte is actually going to have a player that is going to guide them. And the first thing they want to do is not put a strong team around him, man. But it's even worse with Zion. Zion is not, like, I look at Zion now as the new Bradley Beal. You feel me? Like, I see him as the guy that's just in a team where he's the main attraction. And he's out here going to be carrying the whole team. Like, look at the Wizards, for example. Bradley Beal out here struggling to carrying a damn team with Kyle Kuzma on the team. Now, Kuzma's a good player. Let's not lie. But you have to deal with Kyle Kuzma, and that's it. That's your second best player. That's your sidekick. Everybody else are trash. I don't care who they draft. I don't care about Denny Avdia, man. They're not ready yet. You got players that are not ready. You have to deal with that. It's not even good for y'all. So I'm not even going to say the Pelicans is good. The Pelicans are literally a poverty franchise. They keep taking L's with the free agency move. So let me get this straight. You went from Lonzo, who can do three things better than Devontae Graham, which is defense, off ball, playmaking. Oh, my bad. Chemistry balance. Yes, chemistry balance. Devontae Graham couldn't balance the damn chemistry in Charlotte when they got LaMelo. But the only thing I would give as a positive to Devontae Graham was that on the draft lottery day, I remember when they announced the third pick to Charlotte, Devontae Graham's demeanor was happy. He was like, yeah, we got him. He was not happy, nor was he sad. He was like, yeah, we got him. We got the third pick. Because he knows who the third pick is. They thought they really got Wiseman. The problem is the Warriors didn't really want to deal with LeVar, bro. Let's be honest. Golden State Warriors fans really wanted LaMelo. Let's be honest. They still mad that their team didn't get LaMelo. There were so many teams. Once LaMelo's contract is over, you see damn near 20-something teams want LaMelo back. Bad. And New York will be the first one. The New York Knicks will be the first one. Because you know how much the New York Knicks wanted LaMelo from day one. Just like Lonzo. Lonzo had to deal with the Chicago Bulls, the team that wanted him badly. The Chicago Bulls that wanted to have Lonzo as the main attraction. They're trying to keep Lonzo happy and freaking Zach LaVine. So them getting Lonzo is because it's been a draft day thing. So to me, getting Lonzo is not to please Zach LaVine alone. It's actually because they finally get the player that them and their fans wanted from the day that draft day 2017 started. They've been wanting Lonzo Ball since then. They struck out on Lonzo on draft night and got Larry Markkinen, but they finally got the player they want while still keeping Larry Markkinen. Now isn't that a W? That's a W to me. You went in there, you got W's and won the damn free agency. Yes, you even got my boy DeMar DeFrozen. Yes, I tell you, my only worry for the Bulls, and I'll say it again, it all depends. The Bulls' success, it depends on two people: Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan. That's it. If Lonzo Ball can stay healthy and play good, that'll be a thing. Number two, it depends on DeRozan. How DeRozan plays. Because if they make it to the playoffs, I've said it, DeRozan reminds me of Gordon Hayward, basically, in the playoffs. Gordon Hayward, for some reason, struggles. Remember how Gordon struggles against big teams? DeMar will not have that issue. Seriously. The problem is the playoffs, where the real lights, camera, action really is. Because that's where you start seeing DeMar panic, have a panic attack. So now we need to know if they make the playoffs, that's where the real problem begins. It all depends on DeRozan. The reason why it's mentioned Lonzo is because of his health and his performance. If Lonzo can play good while still staying healthy, he will make it all the way there. You will see a better player. You will see a player that will refine success on a team. People don't understand that there's so many players like Zach LaVine, who made an All-Star. It took him 7 years to make an All-Star. So let's not act like certain players are not going to be great. Let's give them time. But in this case, I've said it. The Chicago Bulls' success depends on Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan. Yes, I don't care what anyone want to say. That's the two. That's the two reasons. DeRozan is because of the playoffs. He's not a good playoff player. He doesn't show up at all the time in the playoffs. So it's an issue because here's the thing. The playoffs I remember we would have won a ring before Kawhi even came if DeRozan just showed up. That's it. If DeRozan just showed up when I'm in my Raptors. DeRozan didn't show up. And we were losing easily, man. So at this point, the Orleans Pelicans, y'all the worst team ever. Charlotte, y'all really take just a middle mark because I don't know what to give you. Because y'all really didn't lose nor win the free agency. The Chicago Bulls picked a W because they got a player that they always wanted, and they also added defense on the bench. So they don't have to even worry about defense while starting, and they don't have to worry about defense on the bench. So they don't have to worry about anything like that. And that's a good thing. Now you have to deal with two shooting guards, one point guard. Now the main question is now, what is Lonzo's role going to be if DeRozan is now on the team? because DeRozan's big problem is in the playoffs, just like Gordon Hayward against great teams. Merci beaucoup.